Well, hey, y'all, it's Robin May, and welcome to our I Believe in Marriage YouTube page. If this is your first time here, hey, welcome. If you've been here before, I'm happy that you're back. Now, we have a huge goal. We want 500 subscribers to this YouTube page by the summertime. And this is how you can help. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. We also need you to like the video. When you like the video, it puts it in front of new eyes. The algorithm just puts it in front of new people. And so that helps us to get more visibility. And go ahead and share it with your family and friends, all right? So listen, let's get into this conversation because I have a quick question for you. Now, this question is going to require that you are brutally honest with yourself. You know, sometimes it's hard for us to see our stuff. We can see our partner's stuff much easier. So I want you to be very honest, okay? Would you describe yourself in your marriage as someone who is critical or someone who knows the art of curiosity? Do you show up in your marriage as someone who most often points out what is wrong with your spouse or what is wrong with the relationship? Do you find yourself being that person? Or are you someone who attempts at least to stay open to your partner's perspective and to see things the way they do and to consider maybe the way they are seeing it is okay for them? Is that you in the relationship? Now, I want to explain this a little bit further because I'm telling you, this can really shift things in your relationship. I share these principles in great detail in the Can You Hear Me Now communication course. To learn more about that, go to ibelieveinmarriage.com/communication or just click the link in the comment sections, okay? Now, I want you to get this because I promise, like I said, this really can be a game changer. So often in our marriage, we can find ourselves pointing out what is wrong with our partner or what is wrong with the marriage. We can just point the finger over and over again. And honestly, y'all, sometimes it really is coming from a good place. We're not intending to be negative. A lot of times we can see the possibility of the relationship, or we remember when things were better. We can see how good it can be. We can remember how good it was. And so we're trying to get to a good place, either a place we've been before or a place that we just hope we can be. And if you've been rocking with me at all, you hear me say things like, you can't change what you don't acknowledge. So being honest about what is working and what's not working, that is important. We shouldn't bury our heads in the sand. But here's the deal, y'all. How we do that, how we point things out is a difference maker. So criticism in marriage is often a judgment of your spouse. That's different than a critique. That's even different than just pointing out something that's a concern for you. That's different from just saying, hey, we need to talk about this. That's different. That's not what we're talking about. Criticism is when we attack our partner's character. So now I want you to be paying attention to this when you're talking to your man or your woman. Criticism can often be seen, y'all, as a gateway to more destructive behaviors in relationships because it comes from such a negative, or it can end up being such a negative experience, okay? Because again, we are attacking our partner's character. So I'm going to give you an example of this, okay? So that you can understand. Now, if this is you, it's just me and you, nobody else, just you and me, okay? So here's an example. You say something like this. You know what? You're selfish. You never think about anyone other than yourself. I'm sick of coming last on your list. Have you ever said something like that? Y'all, here's the deal. The truth is, you may really feel like that. You may feel like your spouse isn't prioritizing you. But again, how you communicate that matters. If you want there to be an open dialogue instead of a wall going up, how you communicate it is important. So instead of presenting it as an accusation, it would help if you said something like this. What if you practice this? Instead of making an attack, what if you say, you know what? It's so important to me that we prioritize one another. And often I feel that I'm not as important to you. Now, that may not be what your intention is, but I just wanted you to know that that's what I'm experiencing. And I really want to work on this. And I want to make sure that you feel prioritized as well. Is this something we can work on? Now, y'all, I know that can seem easier said than done, especially when you're angry. But can you see the difference? When we come from a place of criticism, hear this. When we come from a place of criticism, we close the door for future dialogue. Now, curiosity, on the other hand, opens up the door for more conversation. Curiosity means, y'all, we have a real desire, hear this, to put our ego aside to understand what our spouse may be experiencing. Now, y'all know I got to give that to you again. Let me say it one more time. Curiosity means we have a real desire to put our ego aside just for a moment to truly understand not just what is going on with us, but it helps us to understand what is going on with our spouse. It is letting go of any judgment and choosing to get to the root of what's really going on. Does that make sense? I really want you to grasp that difference. Now, one of the ways that we can express curiosity is by saying something like this. Let me give you this script. You could say something like this. Honey, you know what? Sometimes I feel like whenever I say X, Y, and Z, it doesn't feel like it's landing with you the way I intended for it to land. Is there something that I can do different so that you can hear me differently? Y'all hear that? Curiosity does require humility, but it plants the seed for a deeper connection. So, as you communicate with your spouse this week, I want you to practice the art of curiosity over criticism. I want you to think about what you're going to say first, even practice it in the mirror, and then come back and let me know how it goes. You can come right to the comment section and let me know how it went, and I can kind of support you along the way, okay? So that's it for now. Remember to hit subscribe. Remember to share this with your family and friends so that we can continue to create the marriages that God intended for us. I'll talk to you soon.